Why do you commit to the sport so much in this manner?
Yeah. Friends and family that support me, like they're spending time and energy supporting me, you know, and I want to do them proud and I don't want to waste their time. It just requires my absolute best. Like I don't want to half-ass it. It's like, man, dude, am I going to hit the wall again for a third time? I haven't PR'd in 2.5 years. That's like the only thing I'm thinking about.
I think you're 230 ready, just point blank 100%.
When I have those people in my life that care about running or that care about these little things that I'm investing in, it makes me want to work harder. It makes me want to go absolutely balls to the wall for them and give it everything I have. And you bet your ass I'm going to do that in Chicago. It's 5:04 a.m. right now. Gonna leave in about 15 minutes, just making some coffee, get the body moving, the gut moving, essentially, so that I can take care of business before I crush this workout. It's a beautiful day, low 58 right now, fall's right around the corner. And so is the Chicago Marathon, which we're training for. There's nothing better. It's almost like spiritual, having a cup of coffee in the morning, like super early. That coffee's actually for Chris filming. Fresh brewed cup of Joe from Franklin, Tennessee. Enjoy it, brother. Let's get some nice vintage autumn jazz playing. What do you say? Some Ella Fitzgerald? Dude, she does me right, bro. Say less.
Why does it seem so inviting? Autumn in New York, it spells the thrill of first nighting. Glittering crowds and shimmering clouds in canyons of steel.
What was your mentality going into this training block, and what is your mentality 1 week out from Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, after 2 bad marathons, CIM 2023 in Boston, 5-6 months later, earlier this year in 2024, I'm kind of almost like gun shy in terms of like absolutely sending it. Like my first 2 marathons were so successful, massive PR, 13-minute PR from marathon 1 to marathon 2. I just assumed that was just going to keep happening, that I was going to have big PR after big PR after big PR. But that's just not the reality of life or the reality of the marathon world. But I assumed, I was like, I've ran CIM before, not going to be a problem. I know the course, I was expecting the PR and then just finally hit the wall, mile 16. Was on pace, 5:45s, was going to be probably low 2:30s. And then, boom. I'm in it right now, dude. I'm not feeling it. Not feeling good, boys. Hamstring flat. I mean, I just was like cooked, absolutely cooked. And then it just hit me, like, and then my son at that point, who would have been like 6-7 months, he just came into my mind and was just like, I'm gonna be the dad that tells him, yeah, when shit gets tough, you get up and you finish what you started. And I was like, I cannot drop out here. I have to finish. Like, I gotta get up. I gotta get after it. It's gonna not be pretty. And it wasn't pretty, and I was able to finish. And I've been kind of like, oh man, do I go for it again? Do I play it safe? Do I just try to get a PR? But I have had the best training block of any marathon I've ever ran. It's the first time I ever surpassed 70 miles, the first time I've ever surpassed 80 miles. I did it 3 or 4 weeks at 80 miles plus. So I've been dialing in my nutrition, which has been, I think, the culprit, not being hydrated enough going into the race and then not fueling properly. I think it's been, along with, you know, undertrained, but now I've got things dialed in more and I'm ready to go. But it was, it's been tough. The hardest part about this block has been the mental game. It's like, man, dude, am I gonna hit the wall again for a third time? I don't think that's gonna happen. I know that's not gonna happen because I'm more prepared than I've ever been. We've got 15 minutes, 15-minute warm up. Then we have 2x2 mile at marathon pace with a 3-minute jog in between. So those marathon pace 5:41s, the goal is to not kill it here, to just find 5:41 pace and just lock in. It's not a day to be a hero and try and crush it. That chance will come in 11 days at the start line of Chicago. So it's find 5:41, get comfortable, and then after those 2 reps of 2 miles, we're gonna do 2 by 1,200 meters at about 5K pace. So 5 flat to 5:15. That's my window of pacing for those 2 1,200 meter reps with a 3-minute jog in between and then a 15-minute cool down. So it's about just a total hour of running, and then do some sauna, plunge this evening, some contrast therapy, get the body right. The taper is such a mental game, at least for me. Like it's just, okay, get off the feet as much as possible, recover well, eat well, hydrate well, carb up. But then it's just the mental battle of the taper, visualizing myself at the start line, visualizing myself on a flat course, my first ever flat course, first ever really fast marathon course. I'm very excited. So it's just trying to visualize myself running a sub 230 is what I've been doing. I've done all the work, all the hard stuff's been done. So now it's just like, it's just believing that I can do it. And I think that's gonna be the biggest hurdle.
If the sky were to fall, I'd be the first to call. Some of us are brave. Who's gonna feel my pain? Who's gonna say my name? Ain't no joy but to be brave. Peace and love to the ones who give praise. Take a bow as the sun hits the face. See me now, golden hour. And to those who fear leads them to hate, what a pity to be locked in a place. You see me now, I show you how.
5:38 first rep, 5:38 second rep. Felt controlled, felt smooth. Take a little G1M sport, and watch that second rep. To get praise, take a bow as the light is the face. See me now, I'm loud and proud. And to those who fear leads them to hate, oh, what a pity to be locked in that place. I know you see me though, 'cause the breeze don't blow 'cause you want it, and the sun gon' shine regardless. Nice rep. Supposed to be in the 5-minute flat to 5:15 pace for 1,200 meters. Is that a 5:06? Thanks, bud. Is that a 5:06? Felt nice. having this straightaway was awesome. So another minute to go and then close it out with this last rep. Everything's feeling comfortable, nothing's hurting. Glutes feel a little tight, but that's expected after that 22 miler on Saturday. But all good things here, man. This is feeling nice. I'm ready to freaking go, man. I feel locked in, I feel focused, especially doing this all entirely alone. But one more rep, let's get it. Hurry, Chris. Almost done. Almost there. Last one done. I feel good. 5:01 pace, 155 heart rate. That's good, baby. Oh, that's a real nice, encouraging session, taper session, especially like after such a massive workout Sunday. It's currently Wednesday. I'm glad I had the bounce and the pop in my legs, be able to get through that comfortably. Never broke 156 heart rate, man. That's with the chorus, like that's super exciting. It's crazy, man. Just like out in this airstrip entirely alone. Like there's that like famous quote that everybody loves: if you want to go fast, go alone, and if you want to go far, go together. I believe that 100%. For a lot of us, maybe some of you guys watching, like you believe that quote, you want that. Like, yeah, dude, I get that. Let's go far together. But sometimes, man, you just have to go alone. I'm in a small little historic town, Franklin, Tennessee. There are people here in Nashville, but it's 45-minute hour drive to get here for a workout. Round trip, that's hour and a half, 2 hours. Got a wife and kid, and I don't want to be spending so much time in the car. So just because of my geography, I have to go alone. And it's been a really beautiful space, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, going through this entire 3-month build for Chicago almost entirely alone. There's been about maybe 10 runs out of the entire 3-month block where I have been traveling, or I was in town with somebody, or somebody was passing through town where I was able to run with one or more people, and those are always still valuable, and I cherish those moments because there's so much benefit with running with a group, especially when you're shooting for a fast goal. But unfortunately, some of us, we just don't have the community with us, and that's just unfortunate. So I've learned to embrace that. It's like, okay, I want to go fast, and I definitely want to go together, and I want to go long, and I want to go far. So I just got to suck it up. And so I've learned to just embrace it and to know that, like, when I get to that line, I freaking did all that work. I got up early on those mornings. I put in the miles. Sometimes I failed on the workout, sometimes I had big successes, but to know that I wasn't dependent on anybody else, so that when I'm there in a group in the corral on wave one with a bunch of other people trying to go sub 230, I can tuck into that group, check out, and let them do all the work. I know how 541s feel. I know what that pace is. And so knowing that, like, I can now get into a group, get into a rhythm, and let everybody else do the work, and I just kind of go through the rhythms, man, it's gonna be really fun to see. We gotta to kick it here soon. I gotta get my cool down, then we gotta go meet Chase and do some race prep breakdown. But great workout, y'all. I feel stoked.
Good to see you. Oh, you're sweaty.
Dude, crush that workout, man.
Yeah, how you feel?
Felt good. It's a good boost of confidence. I didn't know after that 22 miler, like, how the legs were going to feel. Like, that's such a heavy day. And
the fitness is there. I mean, because even now, I mean, you're 3 days post this super heavy week, super heavy workout.
right.
and your heart rate's like stable.
Yeah.
Like, it's all aerobic. It's all polished.
Yeah.
Like, you're ready to roll, man.
It's just a mental game, dude. It's like I told you too, is like I just feel a little gun shy. The feeling of bonking is the worst feeling. Dude, if I don't PR, I'm gonna go freaking crazy. I haven't PR'd in 2.5 years. That's like the only thing I'm thinking about.
You know how fit you are. You bounce that off of like my view of how fit you are. And it starts to shape this like hope, this like expectation of like what's it gonna look like on race day. But it's still like, all right, for 2.5 hours, man, it's execution time.
Yeah.
Like it's you, your shoes, and the road of Chicago, and like that's it.
Yeah.
Right. And so like there's something poetic about that.
Yeah.
If you're asking how fit do you like are you right now, how fit do I think you are? Like I think you're 230 ready. Like just point blank 100%. Like if you were riding the razor's edge and this was out of reach for you, then like every workout would feel like it did 2 months ago when you're like, holy shit, that was fast. You know, like I don't think I could do this.
Right.
But now it's like you do it and then there's this like doubt of like, okay, was this day exceptional or am I really this fit?
Exactly.
You know?
That's been the hard part. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So at least for today, like let's go over kind of in the ideal sense, weather's good, body's feeling good, we're going for 230, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
In the morning when you wake up for breakfast, like go ahead and start sipping on like a little bit of that bottle. Okay. Like put some of that G1M in it.
Yeah.
Start sipping on it. It'll just kind of help bring up your blood sugar.
Okay.
Even though you're eating a heavier breakfast, like that stuff will start hitting your system in 90 minutes or so. You want something quick hitting, like
so like so before coffee or after coffee?
Kind of with it. Yeah, like go ahead and get your coffee, make your oatmeal or toast or whatever you're gonna do.
Perfect.
And then kind of as you're getting your stuff ready and putting your
just
go bags
sipping
in,
on
just
that.
be sipping on it, right?
Okay, gotcha.
But to kind of like top off those stores, like go ahead and take one gel beforehand. So like as you're kind of in the corral waiting.
Yeah.
I wrote it expecting that Maddie's gonna be able to give you the second bottle at the halfway mark.
Should be at mile 10.
At 10. So I kind of wrote it as like, we got the bottle at the beginning. You've already had your like go bar, everything solids in your stomach. And so we're just gonna like be sipping. I think that's fine. Like small sip every mile, 2 to 3 ounces every couple of miles is fine.
Perfect.
And so our first gel comes at like mile 4 or 5, 9, 13, and then kind of at that 20, 21 mark.
Okay.
I think we'll have most of our nutrition in the body by 21, and then you might just have a little bit of like G1M still left in the bottle.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, we'll have 20 minutes of racing at that point. So it's like, okay, we don't have much to go. I don't need to take anything at 22, 23. Just keep going.
Just hold on.
Yeah. And so this is kind of where, like, if we're going for it, okay, 230 is the mark, 230 or 229.59 is, that's fitness ready. Then that dialed out is going to be like intentionally slowed down at the beginning. Okay. All right. So that first mile, like 1 to 3, or that first 5K, like with that big kind of curvy section we were talking about, and all the corrals, even though you're like upper kind of points of the corral, it's like it's still just going to be hold the reins back.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Good to know.
I would say like shooting for that 550 mark would still put you way conservative. You're not too far back that if 230 feels in reach, you can make it up.
Yeah.
But it's also not too slow that if you want to play the whole race conservative, it still will like feel fine.
Okay,
right?
perfect.
Because you're in, like, look at the workout today, like, the prescription was hold it at 241, and it's like piece of cake to be at, 541.
Yeah.
It's like piece of cake to be there at 238. It's like, man, that just feels easy.
Yeah.
So you're fit enough for it. Hold the reins back in that first 5K. Allow the race to come to you, right? Then we kind of settle into goal pace. We're shooting for those 541s. Again, if we want to be 541 to 545, we can. So I'm okay if we get to this halfway point. Like 541s is going to be a 1:14:30 half marathon.
Okay.
So I think if you're anywhere between,
which would be a PR for me, which is funny.
Which is crazy because like, you could have done that in the middle of a workout if you wanted to.
Right. Yeah.
Like you're that fit right now, and if you're at that 1:14:30 mark, don't get alarmed to feel like, man, I'm overshooting it. Do I need to slow down?
Got it.
Anywhere in there, you're in the sweet spot. That will give you both cushion for a conservative race and cushion for like, I have time to push it at the end, and I'm just going to keep riding this thing with even splits.
Gotcha.
As you're finishing that half marathon into mile 20, like you're just kind of thinking about that last 10K. So you've done this a bunch of times before, but in this pacing strategy, we're really just kind of saving up for that last 5K, and in particular that last 2 miles where like it's just gradual downhill, tons of crowd noise. Don't be there blowing up. Be there with some energy left in the tank.
Yeah, that's definitely the goal, is to not blow up, for sure. I think this looks like the right move. Especially like once I get to that half at 1:15 or 1:14:30, like I'll know. I feel like I'll have a pretty good indicator. And I think the big thing too is just like I think my nutrition is just way more dialed in for this block. And I think that's going to make me feel better at 13, 14, 15, and get me in a good headspace. But no, man, I'm ready to rip. I'm ready to send it. I feel good in these next 10 days, 11 days. Yeah, dude, I'm just going to be eating a shit ton of carbs and staying hydrated and making sure that I'm hydrated and being off my feet as much as possible. But no, I feel ready to go. Yeah, you're ready to crush it, man. Hello, world. BPN. Meet the future American record holder in the marathon, Oliver Campbell Greer. Oh, nope, don't press that. Oh, nope. No, don't you do it, dude. Dude, if you take that film shot, oh no, he's going with his other hand. Oh, dude. So we're gonna go to the park, get him some running out some energy before we go to dinner. Yeah.
So you haven't run for like a 10-year gap. Why did you pick it back up, and where did you pick it back up?
Yeah, to be able to take running off all of my 20s, you know, as I ran in middle school, ran in high school, tried to run competitively in college, and then discovering photography in my early 20s, photography took over my entire universe. I had no interest in anything other than picking up this camera, figuring out how to make this photography thing my career. And I'm still doing that and love what I do, and it's 13, 14 years of being a photographer, and I still feel like a kid. Still feel like year one when I downloaded Instagram in 2011. Woo! I had no plan to ever get back into running. Definitely was not planning to try to run marathons. 31, I was like, let me get my health right. Every day it was the worst. It was so difficult getting back into it. I was still out of shape, could barely run 2 miles. And then I had an opportunity through a close friend of mine, ours, Cubby, to run for charity water. And then I had a bib to the New York City Marathon, which was obviously our favorite city. And once I ran that, man, I was hooked. I was like, this is me. This is what I love. I'm all about this marathon thing. And running was my first love. And what are the odds that in my early 30s, I got to rediscover my first love? Like, that is such a treat for me. And so now to have two of my favorite things, photography and running, back in my life in the most tangible, physical way, it is a very beautiful thing, and I'm very blessed to have these two things that I'm very passionate about.
Maybe like this part was just like missing from you for so long, and to have it like come back to life is really a beautiful thing for sure. And it's fun to see you have like such, they're not really polar opposite, but like they are like your artist photography and then just like athlete, you know, and like you're merging the two together, which is amazing.
That art, photography, athlete crossover doesn't happen often. So it's just been really cool to see the photography community pursue some of those childhood dreams that they had as a kid. Hey, Oliver, do you think Dad is gonna break 2:30 at the Chicago Marathon? Oh, you think that's funny? You think that's funny, pal? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna break 230. Smoked you, fool. You don't stand a chance, pal. Never. It's gonna be like 20 years before you can beat me. 20. You hear that?
You're gonna be the dad that like never lets him win.
Never, dude.
Gonna smoke him.
Never.
And you're too competitive.
No, because there will be a day where he's gonna absolutely smoke me. But until that day, you're taking notes?
Yeah, he is.
Look. But until that day happens, this is my house.